Hey, everybody. I think we definitely have some people tuning in from home. Welcome, welcome.
Okay, we are live. Awesome. Again, regarding logistics, 4 to 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes to really pause, please, your presentation. And then we hand over to the juries who will be having, I think, 1 or 2 feedback rounds each, right? With a total of 4 minutes. Please, dear jury, rapid fire format. So if you can please take notes while the startups are presenting. This, I think, will accelerate so that by the 9th minute, we'll do a switch of roughly 30 to 60 seconds, right? And we then move into the next project and we do back-to-back 9 projects, okay? I would like to kick off things by introducing Moon Jaren. She live, Moon, you there?
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time. Jaren has been passionate about fintech and has created technology in startups and creating real value to people's life by making it simpler. She believes in what decentralized technology can bring to people around the globe if it is done right. Jaren is currently Chief Marketing Officer at Vinger, but you mentioned also you have a startup right now, right? You want to add only one sentence to it without a full pitch?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm currently building a e-commerce protocol on Hedera Hashgraph to connect e-commerce websites to the metaverse to change the way people do commerce.
Very intriguing. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for Moon. Krista has been building and growing Silicon Valley tech companies for the last 20 years in finance and operational roles, alternating between early stage startups and large public companies. For the past 10 years, she has become more and more intrigued by potential of fintech. First payments growing play span from 62 to 250 people and ultimately getting acquired by Visa. Then marketplace lending at a lending club, which grew from 150 people to 1,500 and raised 1 billion in the IPO. Amazing, Christopher. Thank you for taking the time.
Hello, everybody.
And last but not least, Ido Tal. Ido, my friend, co-founder of RaiseTheRound.com. I love it when the name already conveys what it is, right? 1,000 startup this year, founder and CEO of Invi Messenger, acquired by Google. Strategic advisor to Camera, acquired by Apple. Google Messages, 600 million users that he achieved. Raised money from 100 plus top investors, such as Ashton Kutcher, 50 executives from Facebook, PayPal, and so on. So the man who helps you raise money is Ido. Big round of applause for Ido. So Moon, where are you based right now?
I'm currently based in Finland, but at this moment I'm in Austin by Southwest. And
Go ahead.
and I hopefully I'll be moving to Singapore soon, in a few months.
Okay, so global trotter. Chris, and how about you? Where are you today?
I'm in Indiana, in West Lafayette, near Purdue University.
And you were just mentioning that you moved out of Silicon Valley during the pandemic, right? So you belong to
That's
the
right.
statistic now, the people who moved out.
True.
And I see a backyard, Ido. What backyard are you in today?
I'm in my home backyard in Palo Alto, California.
Beautiful. Okay, and without further ado, who would like to go first?
We ever ordered?
Yeah, I want to ask who would like to go first?
We'll go first.
Okay, cool.
We're first on the list.
Huh? What list? Did you share a list? Oh, you shared the list.
Yes.
Okay, so thanks for saying. I didn't know you shared the list. And please, okay, you go first on the list.
Yeah,
And please take it from here. Okay, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna share through this computer your slides. Come over here to pull up the slides. Yeah, so your team. Yes. Which team are you guys again? You want to pull it up?
Apollo Music.
Apollo, right? Perfect. Okay. Cool. And sorry, let's share the screen on AirMeet. So we're gonna share. Awesome. Yeah, and then you guys can do the clicker. Perfect. Okay. All set.
Good afternoon, guys, and hello to people online. Well, actually, over there. I'm Jonathan. I'm a Master of Engineering student, incoming software engineer at Ripple.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm EECS graduate student, and I'm incoming software engineer at Google.
And I'm Naman. I'm an undergraduate EECS student and incoming intern at Amazon.
So we are Apollo Music. We're a NFT event ticketing platform for musicians. So after we talked to a lot of DJs, producers, fans, and also label managers, we found out that musicians really struggle to make a living out of their career, from streaming, live events, and merch sales. And less than 5% of them actually make a living out of music full time. And so live performances actually generates the most revenue for musicians, around 65 to 80%. But in the resale ticket market, the live musicians get 0% of the reselling of the event tickets. And the ticket appreciation usually go from 25% to 100%. And in terms of market size, the total addressable market is around 320 billion. The total event is 860, and we assume at 40% we could possibly capture. And just to skip over to the serviceable obtainable market, that's around like 3.2 billion. So it's a huge market, and we're hoping to get a piece of it.
So what is our solution? We're building a blockchain platform on Ethereum that enables fans to fund music events in exchange for NFT collectibles and rewards. So how does it work? Our NFT tickets give musicians a much better deal than they're getting now. How does it benefit the musicians? They gain another revenue stream because they get part of the resale market. They get to keep more ticketing revenues by cutting out the middleman, because we take less fees than Ticketmaster and current competitors. And then on top of that, we build deeper engagement with fans because these collectibles stay throughout a long period of time rather than just that short event. And what do our collectibles provide to fans? What our NFT provides to fans is event access, generative artwork, and we're thinking of 3 categories: per event, per tour, and lifetime access. We have exclusive event perks, and on top of that, you get artist memorabilia and basically drafts of song lyrics, album covers, records, for example. Now, how does it benefit the fans? In terms of Ticketmaster, you look at when you buy a ticket on Ticketmaster, you're paying like $40 on top of your ticket price. We're offering much lower fees, more secure transactions. No more dealing with sketchy secondhand market buying. And on top of that, we have more secure transactions, more loyalty, and we have an appreciating asset. So now it's no longer just one event and over. You have an appreciating asset that you can buy and sell.
As for our business model, we'll take a small cut, like around 3% from NFT tickets and sales and both resales. So this is a very competitive price because unlike other platforms, maybe like StubHub or Ticketmaster, they charge us usually like 10%, and we charge only 3%. And this 3% cut is built into the smart contract, so other artists don't need to be worried about like there is additional fees on our platform. And artists also like benefits from the resale mechanism. Artists will get like 2% off every resale transaction, and which is very appealing because there was usually like 0% on other platforms. And this cut is also built into the smart contract. And as for our competitors, we'll be the only player on the market who offers the key core features that musician needs. Like we have exclusively NFT event tickets, which has the property of resale cut for musicians, tradable collectibles, and trackable loyalties. And we are also the only company that is event focused, and events are the basically the main income stream for musicians. And we also did a lot of customer research, and we found that music fans did buy music tickets, but they might need a more accessible way to buy NFT tickets because few fans have cryptocurrency wallets, and even fewer fans have bought an NFT before. So in the future, we might have to have a direct fiat payment method.
Yeah, so for our product roadmap right now, we're building an MVP, and by Q2, we're hoping to launch the MVP and sell 3 live events as NFT tickets and VIP tickets. And by the end of 2022, we're trying to get 50 events funded, around 100,000 VIP NFTs sold. And we have a 10-second demo of our website, if that's okay. Just very quick. Just the design, the look, the feel, and this is a tour for Space Jesus. And yeah. Thank you, guys. We're here to take questions. Is that
Amazing. Big round of applause.
Okay. Let's do it. Or
You can just speak from here, the mic's there.
No, do you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Okay,
Yes.
cool. Moon, you want to go first with some questions, please?
Yes. First of all, great job, coming up with the demo and everything. I can only imagine, putting this all together very quickly. Very much appreciate what you're trying to do and think about it. I know it's a very much of an idea stage, but have you guys thought about, when you specifically because one of your biggest value proposition was your competitors are taking almost a 10% of a cut, where you are doing a 3% cut that's already built in. However, because it's built on Ethereum, how about the gas fees and who is going to pay for that, and how does it work out with your pricing?
Yeah, for sure. So for the blockchain of choice, we're actually thinking about developing on Polygon, just because of the gas fee is way lower and it's Ethereum compatible. So the user just need to have a MetaMask with some Ethereum, and they can easily transfer it into Polygon or get some Polygon from exchanges. And the transaction fee will be around $1 to $2, and the artist will take it out of the transaction from the artist side.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, fantastic. Chris, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Great. This is awesome. I'm a huge fan of like applying NFTs to events, and so I think you're on a great trajectory that way. A question or a feedback for you though is I think you had like 3 competitors that you were stacking up against and how your features are different. And I actually think there's a lot more people out there trying to do this. And so you probably want to really dig into that. Like who's out there, who's got traction so far. What are the very specific like nuances of like what you have that's different than what they have and everything. Because yeah, this is like a big holy grail, both for big players, like Ticketmasters and others, as well as, new small startups. And so like, I think there's probably like, honestly, like 10 or 20 people trying to do this, not, the 3 that you showed. And so I think that's great. That shows there's like, people think there's a lot of value here, but it just also means you got to make sure you're super precise in terms of what your differentiation is.
I can just echo that. Is there a reason why you focus only on Web2 players rather than Web3?
There was a couple of Web3. We had Royal.io and Power.io.
Okay, so they are on blockchain.
Yeah, they're all on blockchain. So
Because I saw that
Royal.io.
you had only the NFT check, right? Is there a reason why the others don't?
Oh no, I think we had.
So for Power and Royal.io, they're focused on fundraising for projects and royalty based. So basically, they want to have fans to invest in artists with the purchase of an NFT and get the future revenue and from royalties. But for us, we're more focused on events and helping artists, since artists make most of their living from events.
Essentially, one's provide like we're providing tickets, whereas these people are providing like something you collect and you get royalties for their music.
Yeah. Okay. Either.
Hey, I love the pitch. And you know what I love the most is the problem that you're solving. I think since the music becomes so digital, it's become like a small town that only a top artists take the whole market in the world. And all the long tail artists that we used to have a local artist going to see local show in a bar, it's been gone and they don't have any way to make money. So kudos for that. I would inspire you to probably thought about it, but to think, can we add another new and innovative revenue model for those artists to generate revenue rather than tickets? Is there if I go to a ticket, will I get a badge that I can show that now it's limited amount of people? I got the badge of 2022, and 2030 people say, oh my gosh, he already collected 4 badges, 5 badges, those are rare badge. Like create an new innovative digital layer on top of the real music to enable the long tail artists thrive by making what they love, by making music.
Yeah, so essentially our tickets act as collectibles once you go to the event. So now, like post-event, they turn into a collectible, like memorabilia fact that you went to that event.
Yeah, and one last thing, like, thank you for the comment. We're definitely thinking about some kind of loyalty system and also long-term fan tracking of support and providing perks and discounts and purchase and exclusive fan status through NFT purchases since it's trackable on the blockchain. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Great job.
All right, so up next we have Team 8 Clutchy would like to come to the stage. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. And one more announcement is, once again, as you saw from the last team, whoever's closest to the computer, please make sure to switch between your presentation and AirMeet for the Q&A. And secondly, if you have not shared your presentation as a Canva link or Google Slides link, and it's a PowerPoint link or PDF, you must resubmit as a Google Slides. All right, thank you. And just one more second. Okay, this is all set. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Armand. I'm co-founder of Clutchy, the new platform that brings together esports teams and fans through a unique experience. But first, before talking about our project, let me do you really know what esports is nowadays? If 15 years ago it wasn't really a thing, it is now an official sport, gathering millions of people during breathtaking tournaments online or in stadiums. But because it's such a new market, it faces like a lot of challenges. So first of all, it's really hard for esports fans to stand out from a continuously growing community. And think about a single mention in between like thousands of them on the Twitch chat. It doesn't mean anything. Also, there's just a little proportion of esports teams that are really earning money from their activity. And so they are still looking for revenue streams that include their community without distorting their content. And finally, compared to other sports, memorabilia are not as easily accessible to fans to get. So that's why Julian will present you Clutchy.
So Clutchy is our solution. What's Clutchy? Clutchy is a way for finally fans to own, collect, and to have access to moments of their esports player. So basically what the fans can do, they can open pack, they can buy moments on the marketplace, the best moment of the esports teams that they like. And by owning these NFTs, they'll have access to an exclusive events and to a lot of perks. Obviously, part of this revenue will go to this esports team, right? So as you can see, this is what we're presenting. This is how it will be. This is how you'll get the pack, how you'll get access to the marketplace, and you will be able to exchange it, and that's it. And yeah, and sorry. And what we want to do is we really want to have a social impact. So to have this social impact, we want to have esports player finally being able to live out of their activity of playing games and of doing what they're doing. And we want fans to be able to go beyond their passion, to be able to be more than fans and just watching streams, you know. So that's what we're trying to do with Clutchy.
So considering the market size, we can see, that there is about more than 200 million esports fans worldwide, and which of them, about 42 million esports fans owning crypto. Out of that, we have a conservative obtainable market of $100 million, in which we hope to take a cut out of it. So about our competitor landscape, as you can see, we have direct competitors such as Iconic or Tokenize that are on the NFT market for the digital communities, and indirect competitors like Twitch and Instagram, where people can watch and enjoy the moments themselves. We aim to have a unique positioning on the market, as nobody still do everything we aim to do, such as utilities and pack opening. And we have three main unfair advantages that we think will raise up to the top. The first one being the network. We are here in the heart of Silicon Valley at Berkeley, which is the #1 university in the blockchain industry. And all of this ecosystem supports us, including many influential people in the gaming industry that already gave us their approval and support, and successful entrepreneurs. And within our team, we have very great creative people that already achieved great success in launching their NFT projects.
So based on for the business model, based on Top Shots, as you all know, we will have pack opening, of course. It will start from $19 until $999. And so we're still figuring out the redistribution for our esports partners, and the other source will be from the marketplace fee, which will be 5%. In terms of go-to-market strategy, it will be focusing first on the American and French markets. Of course, going on social media with content creation, paying ads, and also, of course, influencers. And the most important part will be partnership. We already started to reach out to esports team. We're getting some traction there. It's like still in discussion, but it's going well. In terms of financial forecast, so we're looking for $500,000 for our seed round for the 12 months financing to reach out to 10,000 users on our platform. We're planning to reach $4 million over the 12 months based on the pack opening and the transaction on the marketplace.
Thank you, guys.
That's it.
Yeah, thanks.
Congratulations. Chris, you want to go first? Chris.
Wait.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, great pitch. Thank you for that. Interestingly enough, PlaySpan, one of my prior companies, was doing virtual currencies and payments in games. And so what I really like here, I think, is really double down and focus in the vertical and provide like a really, kind of like tailored experience for esports, right? Which is a fast growing vertical. So it's a good place to be in. It's a little bit unclear to me what came across in the pitch in terms of like exactly what the offering is. I understand everybody wants like this memorabilia, but like what exactly is that offering? And then, your sort of your projection out to the 4 million revenue seemed a little bit aggressive to me out of the gate, but maybe it's just I didn't quite understand like what that pack represented.
Okay. You want to go first for the solution?
Oh, for the solution. So to give you like a better understanding of it, so you should know. You probably know NBA Top Shots. So basically, just digital packs that are like including the latest highlights from the latest tournaments. And if you're, for example, a fan of FaceTime, which is one of the biggest and most well-known esports teams, if they perform well in the last tournament, they will be included in this pack. And so if you open them, you can collect those unique moments. And those moments means a lot because it was gathered by millions of people online. And so you can showcase them on your profile as well as trading them with other fans. So it means a lot. It's like a new product that fans can share in between the community.
Thank you so much. Moon, you want to go next?
Yes. Thanks to Chris. I think he already asked that question. I think I was just a bit confused. Like when you say you are sharing it between your fans, is it like, let's say I am capturing that video of the game itself, right? Like when the players are playing, this is how NBA first started their NFT journey, is they were like sort of capturing 2.5 minutes, right? And then they were selling that, like that micro NFT, like those moments, and then the fans are purchasing it. So could you just explain it to a little bit better here for us? In this case, is it this company, like this team that you talked about, is it that authority they're selling the NFT, or is it like, let's say I'm a fan and you are a fan, or Ido and Chris is a fan, and we get to like, let's say record, we're watching something on TV and we get to record that and we get to make it as an NFT and sell it. I would like to get the differentiation a little bit.
Sure, I fully understand your point. So actually, it's like you as a user cannot publish or make NFTs on our platform. You can only open packs. The NFTs, like the moments that are on our platform, are, let's say, collected in hand with those teams that are furnishing those content. And so we're working actively with esports teams to create unique packs where you can have, like, let's say, 10 different teams that are included in the pack with like 1,000 moments in it. And so as a user, as a customer, you can buy this pack and hope to get one of these like moments, and maybe like the most well-known one. So let's say it's based on partnership. It's really based on partnership with those esports teams that are publishing this content on our platform.
Ido, a quick one, 30 seconds, and then a quick answer.
It sounds fun, and it sounds the market of esport is have a great overlap with the market of NFTs. I would consider adding support of a cause. So if I'm playing a game, I want to support people in Ukraine, I want to support that, I can support and to increase the engagement of my audience.
Okay. Sure, thank you very much.
And not for today, guys, but for the next class sessions that we are going to have. I would like to see more evidences, right? Because you definitely are in a blue ocean, right? Which is intriguing, but evidence is what conveys trust, right? And then we had the pleasure to chat once, right? So IP rights are a huge issue, right? And for those who know about that, they will be asking you, right? So there needs to be kind of something that explains already proactively.
We have some annex slides.
Okay,
That we
fantastic.
didn't have to time.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Really great job.
Okay, awesome. So we have our next team, Reward Coin, Team 4. Awesome. So just to double check. So yeah, you want to come over here to pull up the slides. Okay, so you guys sent Reward Coin. Wait, what's your alternate team name?
Fake news.
RewardSwap. Isn't sure you have a submission.
Oh, we do have a submission.
Where's the link? If not, DM it to Slack right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go back to the Google Drive link that we shared?
I
think that's the one.
yes. Can you just send it to me though? That'll be faster.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks. DM it to me. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay.
We want to do the next one?
I think how about you guys send it and then we'll go to the next team.
Okay, go to the next one.
Yeah, because we don't have time. Okay, Team 7, education. You guys. Yeah, we'll come back. Awesome. Okay. Cool. You guys have yours pulled up.
We submitted a link.
Yes. You have a PowerPoint. Okay, fantastic. Can I run it through here? Let me just double check. I think I downloaded it. Okay.
Is there a clicker?
Could you, I don't know if this, 1 second. I think this will work as well, because you can just hit next like this.
Cool.
Perfect. Let me,
Go that side so that
yeah.
you're visible in the camera. I'll hit the button. I'll just hit the button B here, and then we can. Okay.
Awesome.
You won't be visible in the camera.
I think so.
Really?
Okay,
I think we will.
cool. Yeah, be on this side, be on this side.
Okay.
I will start with.
Screen is yours. Please take it from here.
Does the clicker,
This is not working.
the right arrow doesn't work, but I think we can scroll. Hello, how's it going? Doing well. I'm Sam. These are my co-founders. You want to quickly?
I'm Manik.
Pond. We're building Bridge, a platform to help connect talent, especially talent that doesn't have traditional big name college credentials or company credentials, with companies looking to hire them. So our problem is two-sided. The first is that hiring people is tough. It takes a long time to actually vet talent. Is very costly, and it relies a lot on credentials and referrals. Second problem is
even though education is getting, we believe, increasingly democratized, a lot of people who have skills, it's very difficult if they don't have big name brands or big name colleges behind them to prove that they have these skills. So how do people who maybe have learned on YouTube videos or in other less conventional tracks prove that they have these skills? So our solution is there's two key parts. First is on-chain credentialing. Education credentialing that isn't tied to what your name is or what your LinkedIn profile looks like, but is a very verifiable skill that people can use to vet talent. And the second is ours is peer-to-peer. So as we'll get more into later, but our idea is to connect people that are from traditional, people who are at big name firms like Google or Facebook with people who have less traditional educational backgrounds, and for them to one-on-one vet these people and provide those credentials to those people. So now I'll pass it on, or I guess quickly on the market size. Hiring is obviously a huge space. We're starting with software engineers. There's close to 200,000 software engineers that are hired each year, but only a very, very small portion of them are coming from top tier schools. So there's this huge amount of talent, and how they're credentialing themselves, we see as a big opportunity.
All right, so I'm going to get into the product a little bit. So our business model is we're providing these opportunities that like as Sam mentioned is it's bringing a new talent pool into the network. So for talent, it's obviously they get more access. They get their first tech job in the Valley or in whichever big network. For recruiters, this will give them a new pool of talent to choose from. And for us from Bridge, we're taking a cut of the commissions, which from interviews range from a fixed cost to a fixed percentage to 2 months of salary, depending on the size of the company. So here's a more of a visualization of what we're doing. So as talent apply to get validated, Bridge will help funnel and these applicants to experts in different skill sets. And this expert will provide on-chain credential for these candidates, which Bridge will also provide access to the network, to hiring managers and people in the field.
So this is our platform is a three-sided platform where we have the candidates who are looking for a job basically, but through referrals from other mentors. And the second part is the experts who will provide referrals who are renowned in the industry. And the third part are the hiring managers who will be the one actually hiring the candidates based on the recommendation of the experts. And we plan to we will be funded by the hiring managers, and we'll take a small cut from. We will serve on a commission basis funded by the hiring managers. And our team is perfectly equipped to handle this problem. Chris, you want to go first?
Fantastic.
Chris, you want to go first?
Oh, sure, yeah. Fascinating. It's a great idea. Thanks for the pitch. I think you hit the nail on the head, which is especially given the current labor markets and inflation, everything we're seeing now, like this is a hot place to be. And there's like a very cascade effect here where it's like super hard to find software engineers generally. it's even harder to find software engineers in Web3, and it's even harder to find software engineers in like, you know, that are really good at this kind of the new decentralized technologies. And so I actually think that's a good way to enter the market, which is great. I also like the idea of like the crypto economics flowing back to the experts, right? Because, you know, the better the experts become, you should actually be able to have an algorithm there where like, you know, the value of a particular, you know, of me as an expert versus somebody else as an expert could be different, right? Based on past performance. It's a little bit unclear to me though, like how that experts scale, right? And so maybe you want to replace experts with Signal or something like that. And so however people figure out whether they're experts, right? Whether they themselves are credentialed or whether they wrote a test or they're just good interviewers or they're good at reading GitHub repositories and looking at these people are good developers or whatever. Like that piece to me, it's not entirely obvious how that scales, but it's like high incentivized to scale. So I think it's pretty clever idea.
Thank you so much, Chris. My friend.
Me? All right. Thank you so much for presenting. Are you ready with the technology or not yet?
We're not ready with the technology, but we are developing it.
That's great. Just want to share with you, like eventually when you launch it, you need to think how you're going to launch it, how you're going to get to everyone. Like it's a market that it will be very tedious to buy one by one. But for example, if you are willing to provide some of that for free, I just got the domain hireukrainian.com. Practically to support all 2 million people left of Ukraine sitting now with a laptop in shelters in other places, and they all need to make a living. So think how you can support maybe communities in scale, and on the other hand, test your technology and bring it out there.
It's a great idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Edo. Moon.
Really great idea. I think my only suggestion for you would be to, if you could sort of find a niche and then you made an assumption also that I think only like 20% of the people come from the top university. You know, I've worked in Web 2 and I work in Web 3. I can just definitely tell you this, that the landscape has changed a lot, and quality of the work that people are looking for, like, you know, we don't really look for credentials and paper and stuff like that so much, but rather what somebody has built in the past. So I think in your modeling, if you can somehow figure that out a way, that authenticity of their work, that they have actually worked on something, and maybe some sort of like a testimonial, as I have been somebody who has been trying to like recruit developer for a long time, which I really find difficult to find, you know, what they're saying is actually true or not, or like, you know, make it even a simpler way for a non-technical manager to hire a technical developer, perhaps. You know, is very niche, but it's very true for business world leaders. I think if you can also like look at it this way, I think your idea is really good. And if you can like think a little bit different way, there's lots of great ways you can scale this. So keep at it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go back to your team. Awesome. And yes, I've gotten resubmission DM. Did you guys send in the link?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, wait, I don't see it in my DMs.
It's not a link. It's a.
Or
Well, I sent it on the assignment.
assignment.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. We'll go to this. And you guys are once again
RewardSwap.
RewardSwap.
Fake real news. But it's fake real news on
Fake
here,
real
because
news.
we
Got
have
it.
to get our idea.
Okay, perfect.
Right there, the PDF.
Got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, just pulling it up. All right. And I'll just open it up here. Perfect. And I think, yeah, you should be able to click to present. Cool. Awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Dylan Freeman. And along with the team from RewardSwap, we're going to show you the future of rewards programs. So the current state of rewards programs is you can typically earn rewards, send them sometimes, like with Snack Pass, spend them or not use them. We're adding in a new category that you'll be able to trade and gain some of that uncaptured value. Slide. All right, and here's our team.
Hi, I'm Pauline. I take care about the design and the strategy side.
Start the engineering side of it.
I'm Surya. I'm also on engineering.
And I'm Dylan, working business development and strategy. Avery can't be with us today. He's attending virtually, but he's working sales and marketing. All right, so I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to the problem of going to CVS. We originally had this slide building, but going to CVS and coming out with a huge receipt, you don't really know what it says on it. You probably throw it away, don't ever look at it again. Or if you all went through your emails right now, I'm sure you have hundreds of different promotions and you don't really know how to use them. They're all in different locations. So for the current problem that we're attacking is that for customers, rewards are clunky. They are often meaningless in terms of value and very often left unused. About 73% are left unused. For businesses, the rewards and promos don't do an effective job at customer acquisition and retention. So, the solution is a tokenized rewards platform. So by building this, we are enabling customers to get more meaningful value out of their rewards, pool their rewards with friends. So me and Surya, if we each had $2.50 at Top Dog, we could pool those in order to get something. Track all of your rewards in one single location on a mobile app. And it will allow businesses to capture value from unused rewards, as well as focus on that community aspect and attract new customers through the trading of rewards. As far as the market size goes, rewards programs are very common. 3/4 of people belong to at least one, half of people belong to at least three. The problem is they don't always redeem their rewards. We looked at the market, and with a 12% annual growth rate, we expect about $17.6 billion in 6 years. All right, but who actually wants this? We've seen some folks interested. Next. And through our 30 different customer interviews and business interviews that we've done, we've seen, for example, Abby on the customer side, if I go travel somewhere, I'm never going to use those rewards again. What do I do with those rewards? On the business side, getting new patrons in the door is a bigger deal than some of the lower margins that you would have from couponing.
Thank you, Dylan. And now that we know that there is a need for a new rewards trading platform, let's get into how exactly our platform works. As you can see on our designs on the right-hand side, we have our payment platform that enables a black box Web3 payment system. And exactly what this does is that it enables new customers who aren't really familiar with the space to have the option to pay with fiat while also having the chance to pay with cryptocurrency. And how we do it is for each restaurant, we enable them to have their own governance token and to have their own set of rewards associated for each token. And moving on to exactly what we do different from other companies is that we introduce the trading aspect. Instead of just being able to spend and sell your rewards, you're able to actually trade them with other people. Say if Dylan is a regular shopper at an Italian restaurant at Berkeley, and let's say I'm a regular shopper, customer of La Burrita, we can trade our rewards and I can try to become a new customer of that Italian restaurant and he can try out La Burrita. Now let's get into our go-to-market strategy. How are we actually going to be reaching out and expanding our platform? We're planning on releasing our MVP on April 4th, and we're going to be building this with standard full-stack development tools, while at the same time having the blockchain as the backbone of our platform. And we'll also be extending from Berkeley to SF and to the Bay Area as a whole. In terms of the competitors that are already out there solving this kind of an issue, we see lots of companies like SnackPass, TYB, Groupon, and Toast. And what they do is they're big on customer retention by providing you as a regular customer and loyal customer lots of rewards. But what we do in addition to that is help them acquire new customers by allowing customers to freely trade their rewards. Thank you for listening. And yeah, we're happy to take any questions now.
You want to go first?
Yep, sure. Great presentation. You know, I happen to actually work with the reward cryptocurrency at the moment, so I have some really good questions for you guys. This Web3 application that you just shared, and one of the things I wanted to make sure when you said that different margins are going to use their separate governance to issue their tokenized currency, is that correct? Did I hear that correctly? Or did you mean to say that you're going to just issue your reward coin, whatever that is called, and the merchants are going to be using that token to issue the reward to all of their customers the same through that?
I can answer this one. Yeah, so I think that you heard correctly. Each restaurant will have their own currency, their own token. In that, because the entire reason for them is that the rewards that they're releasing can only be used in their restaurants. So that's really important for us, not to have our own currency that is the same for every restaurant, but that each restaurant has its own reward coin.
But doesn't that actually like make the whole point of reward? Like, then how is it very different than the existing reward system? Like CVS has their own reward, Starbucks has their own reward. It's very siloed, right? So if each merchant has their own separate reward system, then how does it add value to me as a customer? Because then I still have to deal with all these different currencies with different restaurants or merchants, right?
Right. And I can take this one. So exactly what we provide to customers is that by allowing them to have access to rewards for different restaurants, it also creates a specific trade value for each of those coins. So say that I shop regularly at La Burrita and I have a coin specific to that. I have 10 different La Burrita tokens, and Dylan has 10 tokens of another restaurant, an Italian restaurant around Berkeley. And we can freely swap our tokens depending on the value of each of those tokens. And that's depending on the total supply that each restaurant wants to have initially as they join the platform. And on top of all this, as you mentioned, governance for the whole platform is done through a RewardSwap token. And that's an overarching token. That's not specific to just one restaurant. And we're still exploring what we can do in terms of assigning different tokens to different restaurants. But right now, this is our model, and we're really flexible, actually, in terms of how we want to switch this up.
My just 2 cents about this would be to, I think, really go back to the board one more time to really see and talk to your customers, both sides, whether like you who's going to be using the rewards and the restaurants who are going to be issuing the one, because you have two-sided customers here because ultimately you want to create a product that makes people's life easier and seamless. But right now it seems a lot of complexity built into that. But perhaps I think what you're really trying to do, you might be able to do it in a lot simpler way.
Thank you. Appreciate the feedback.
Chris, you want to go next?
Yeah, thank you. Great presentation. And it's interesting. It takes me back to my days at PlaySpan. It was a payments company, and we were doing a lot with points, which is kind of the gaming equivalent of rewards. I think Moon, really hit on a lot of key points here already. And so I think, the potential of what you're describing is really powerful, right? But the number of people who will geek out on it that much is like 1% of the overall market. So you actually kind of need to go the other way. You need to make it super simple to achieve what you want. And so, yeah, I think that was spot on. The only thing I would add based on what I've seen is that there's this very bizarre thing that doesn't make economic sense, but restaurants or merchants, generally speaking, do not want to share their rewards points, even if by sharing their rewards points, ultimately they would get broader access. They want to try to ring fence and keep their customers, And I don't think it's a rational economic thing. I think it's more of an emotional thing initially. It's if you could prove the value, then they might be more open to it. But they will be resistant to be hey, I have customers coming here, I give them rewards points, and they're going to go around the corner, to the next shop and spend there instead of coming back here. For whatever reason, merchants don't like that. And we saw that a lot with PlaySpan on the gaming side as well. So I just encourage you to kind of think those things through and just make sure it's super simple. both on both sides of the equation, both for the merchant and for the consumers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Quick one. It's getting dark.
Sure. Great presentation. Thank you so much. And it's I was for years a board member in Dine Market, a restaurant and vendor marketplace. And what I've learned from that is that you really want to use your
Oh, he's muted.
Phil, we can't hear you. You're muted. Yeah.
You didn't hear anything till when?
No. Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. So I was just mentioning that I was for years a board member at dinemarket.com. It's a marketplace for restaurants and vendors, a lot of restaurants. And what I've learned from that, and it seems like that your team is based on a lot of software engineers. So really to see how you can work with APIs, scrap website, and provide a huge database for coupons. Because like if you are just fighting one by one being a customer and one by one bringing the coupons in, there will be such a small variety, so the matching will be almost impossible. So at least on one side of the equation, you want to create an abundance of content. So when somebody would like to get the coupon, that there's something attractive there for them.
Okay. Cool. You guys are good. Awesome. So next team, we have Monalisart. Perfect. And you guys have a video or presentation? Oh, you have both. Okay, perfect. Let's just quickly go over there. Okay, perfect. So let's pull that up. Oh, it goes to the video.
Hi everyone.
Oh yeah.
It's
maybe
going-
you sent the wrong one.
No, look, it's going to the video right
no,
here.
Yeah.
Could you guys resubmit them?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, perfect. So our next team is Sesame, Team 1. Awesome. Sorry, having some submission issues. Sesame, you guys should be good. Okay. Perfect. And let me make sure to share screen. Okay, perfect. You guys should be good.
Great. Hi everyone, so we are Sesame and we aim at reinventing the ticket industry. So do you know that 12% of the online event tickets are scams? It represents up to $30 billion of US dollars in the United States. So we distinguish three main sub-problems. So the first one is fraud, as I evoked just now. The second one is data loss, like event organizer have a hard time to know like who comes and who doesn't come. And the third one is disorganization. Event organizers have sometimes trouble at the entrance to scan tickets, and so it creates a nightmare. So for that, we imagine Sesame, which is a marketplace and which would operate as reselling tickets as NFT and using blockchain to secure transaction and improve the overall customer experience. So we would like the Sesame ticket to be more than just a right of entry. So it would operate as improving the customer experience. It would revive the memory of the customers as well. It would enable the users to own a portion of the community, and it would even tell a story. So why NFTs? Because it enables like event organizers to track data, to engage with their customers, to offer privilege, to generate memory, to gamify events, and to provide an additional source of revenues.
So our product will be a marketplace for tickets that is based on blockchain, and then the MVP features that we're offering will not limited to only like buying tickets and browsing for events. Can you go to the next? Yeah. So first one is that we offer multiple payment methods, so people who are not currently in the crypto world will make it easier for them to pay and then purchase tickets on our platform. And then secondly, we are having this all-in-one wallet. So all the tickets you buy, you don't need to go through the process of finding where you saved it, and then you just need to pull out this all-in-one wallet, and then they are all there, organized neatly. And lastly, we provide some privileged accessibility. So each ticket NFT comes with some privileges, such as our audience may want to have a chance to take a picture with the artist that on the event. So those privileges are included in this NFT as a special memory for people whoever buy the tickets. And we see a lot of momentum currently in the industry with NFT tickets. For example, the Coachella, they are having developed the first NFT for festivals, and also Super Bowl, they also announced the exciting news of selling NFT tickets on Ticketmaster. And with that, we are currently standing in the cross sectors of NFTs and tickets markets. And because currently we aim to focus on music festivals at the beginning, and that also reach our markets to 10 billion as our first launch.
So our business model has multiple streams of revenue. First off, for every NFT ticket that we sell, we will earn a commission on a tickets trade, and we'll also charge a fee to event organizers for hosting their events on our platform. And lastly, we'll earn revenue from other operations such as sale of tokens or potential partnerships. So our competitive analysis shows that the ticketing industry is not new, and there are a lot of existing players in the market. However, the two main competitors, Eventbrite and Ticketmaster, are notorious for charging very high service fees, and both of them, alongside with StubHub, don't focus on the engagement between customers and events, and rather just on a one-time ticket sale itself. And most importantly, all of these have suffered from fraudulent ticket sales. So we're confident that Sesame can beat out the competition due to our low fees, our focus on creating memories for the customers, and also our secure transaction platform. So our main event targets are listed on the left here. But when we're first starting out, we plan to just focus on music festivals, also receiving concerts that are held in California, because these events have shown the most momentum, as Cecilia has mentioned in the previous slide. And in order to acquire these customers, we plan to use the traditional B2B acquisition channels, such as digital marketing and about calls, and use Salesforce to manage our marketing campaigns, and heavily rely on word of mouth via consultants and referrals to get our customers. And last but not least, this is our founding team. We have Cecilia, she's a software engineer. Jose, who can't be here today, but he's in charge of strategy. Leia, she's in charge of marketing, and myself, Alina, we are software engineer in our team. Yeah, and this is Sesame. Thank you for listening, and we'll take any questions you have.
Edo, you want to go first? Rapid fire. Feedback?
Okay.
Perfect. Hey, congratulations for the progress. I know something significant to say on this one.
Sorry, come again? You don't have anything significant?
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants? Chris, you want to go next?
Honestly, great job. I think you guys have an excellent job. I think maybe for your next presentation, I would just to see a little bit more on how you're gonna put the payment integration all together on the blockchain, how to buy with fiat and everything in the future. But really, really amazing presentation. Very good. Keep it up.
Yeah, I would actually say that this was a very crisp pitch. It was clear, it was concise, it was well organized, and so that speaks, I think, to the team having a strong kind of like conviction of what you're trying to do. It's kind of interesting. I think there's some similarities maybe to Apollo that we heard a few minutes ago. Maybe you should talk to them. Maybe join forces down the road or something. There could be some opportunities there. But I think Moon is right. I mean, it's kind of interesting. It's sort of like less radical business model transformation, but a proven business. It's clearly huge. There's clearly huge potential, and so being very sort of deliberate and just going through and really thinking about what the specific innovation, whether it's on the technical side or the business side, would be in terms of like progressing the plan. I thought it was really good.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay. Awesome. So now going back to our previous team, Monalisart, and I will refresh, pull up our new version. Is it good? I don't see it, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm refreshing. It is not available. Is this the right one? No. Is this good? This is good? Okay, perfect. You guys are up. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay, cool.
It's still a video.
No, it's not. You just hit this button. Yep.
Okay.
So, hi everyone, my name is Anna Mogras, and here is Alexander Ville. We are the two co-founders of Monalisart. The vision of Monalisart is to become the bridge between the physical and the digital arts. And our mission is to help all art stakeholders to extend their physical art collection into the digital world.
So, as you know, mankind has always been drawn to art. So art has evolved with humanity since centuries. And now art is confronted to a new revolution, the digital one. And we think that it's a huge opportunity for Monalisart, but also for all of you.
So let's have a look on the market. As you can see, the art market industry is a huge industry of $64 billion in 2019. And due to COVID-19, it has lost 22% of its value in only 1 year. But now have a look at the digital art market. It has grown, it has more than doubled in 1 year, from $6 billion to $12.5 billion. We can also notice that the galleries take on average 40 to 50% of commission on art sales.
So after analyzing the market, we found out three main takeaways. So that could be considered as a problem. So the first one is that there is no visibility of transaction within the art industry. So this could lead to money laundering problems. There is also a problem of security when it comes to authenticate art. So this could lead to counterfeit problem. And we also identified that some traditional institutions such as museums struggle to do the digital transformation.
So our solution is an app. And this app will gather all the features and utilities that artists might need to turn their passion into an earning activity. And those features will include the NFT creation of your physical art collection, the blockchain registration of your ownership certificate and your authentication certificate. We want to create a community around art, create a low-fee marketplace of only 8% fees compared to the 40 and 50% of galleries. We also want to help artists to promote their art on the Monalisart platform. We also want to help investors with an analytical tool for pricing and to have all the transaction history of art.
So we are going to create a two-sided marketplace with, on one side, the museum and artists that we consider as partners. So it's thanks to them that we will have some digital and physical art to sell on our platform. And then on the other side are the collectors on NFT and art collectors and the curious users. So they are going to be our user base who are going to pay for our service.
Few words about the technology. So our partners, the museums and the artists, can buy the Monalisart pack. And this pack will include two blockchain certificates, one for the authenticity and one for the ownership. And we also receive two NFTs. One is a real representation of the art, exactly. And one is a Monalisart design of this art. So, and concerning the blockchain, we will use Polygon because it relies on Ethereum blockchain, the safer blockchain actually, currently. But since the gas fees are huge, we want to start on Polygon. It's only a fraction of a cent per NFT is registered. And later we might switch to Ethereum when prices get lower.
So we began to work on our prototypes. We don't have any coding background, so we work on Bubble. So it's a no-code app. So if you want to try it later, we can click on the link to try it.
Concerning the competitors, I'm not going to speak too much about them now, but they are mainly focusing on one or two features. And if you watch the yellow line, we try to have to be more polyvalent and to be the best tool for art, for people who want to manage art.
So look at our pricing model. So we have identified 3 different revenue streams. So the first one is the Monalisart pack that Arnaud presented before. So with 2 certification on 2 NFT, but we are also going to take fees on like all the sales through our marketplace, so physical and digital fees, sales.
I'm not going to go too deep in the financial now, but the same, if you click on this icon, you can find our financial plan. But we expect reach the break-even point in April 2027, and we need $3.8 million to do it.
So the next step, so we are going to work on the architecture of the app. We are going to finalize the selection of the network of the blockchain we are going to choose. We are also going to try to secure some partnership with museums and galleries and interview some personas. So it's, yes.
Thank you for listening. Here is our LinkedIn and our mail address.
Thank you so much. Moon, you want to go first? Are you into art?
I had an opportunity to have a private showing of the Louvre Museum last October, and it was really fantastic. Great things for great presentation for doing this. I want to very quickly give you a few feedback. One is, you added something called the blue ocean strategy. Like you put a graph. Try to keep those things in a really simpler form. Like when people are looking at so many pitch and I'm trying to just figure out how all of these things looks, it just looks really complicated. Like really keep it simple. One thing that wasn't very clear to me is it would be great in your next presentation if you could show why are you really better than other players, or what is your moat strategy is. If you could possibly do that, because I think there's going to be already a lot of people who are just coming up with this NFT app or marketplace to sell independent artist pictures, right? And they will keep trying to do something. So I think if you can come up with a niche or a remote, whichever you prefer, just saying that right from the beginning would really help you for your future pitch. That's what I would say.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ido, you want to go next?
Yes, congrats. This is a huge market. That's a definitely huge market. I would love to see more emphasis on the uniqueness of the product offering in the market and very aggressive go-to-market strategy to, all those ideas comes together. Search, there were like 10 search engines, and all those comes together, messaging app, and you're also in an area that's going to be a lot of competitors. Like, what is a truly unique value proposition you bring to the market, and what aggressive go-to-market strategy you're having? And one option to consider is to partner with the offline entities and enable also them to make a living out of that and generate a new revenue stream.
Thank you so much, Ido. Chris.
Yeah, I think this was fascinating, and I would echo, I think, both a little bit of what Moon said and what Ido said. What didn't come across for me is you seem to be more focused on a two-sided marketplace versus the Web3 decentralized technology. And so I think depending on your target audience, I think there's businesses on both pieces of it, but I think really emphasizing the tech side would be helpful for your pitch. I echo what Moon said. You had a competitor slide, but it was not easy to parse. And I also agree with Moon that I think there's like a lot of people trying to do this. And so being more precise on what other people are doing and then why you're better or different is really valuable. And maybe going even further with that is if you try to do this all yourself, you're probably just boil the oceans is too much. So you probably want to actually pick out like who's the leader here, the leader here, that you can use parts of it, but then you bring it together with a specific thing. And then I thought like, you know, one interesting thing here, or at least maybe it sounded like the unique thing was like bridging the physical with digital art. So like Ida made an interesting point, which is like, what if you were to go focus on the authenticators and make it really easy for them to have an app where they can authenticate and generate the NFT at the original piece of artwork? Like that could be a way to kind of get in, you know, do something that other people can't do, or like have a little bit of like, you know, your secret sauce. But super interesting. Like it's a really, you know, there's just a lot going on here. So I wish you the best of luck.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. Just a quick announcement is that we are definitely going over time just because things took a little bit longer. So please hang tight. Also planning on, you know, having an after celebration. So stick around. Awesome healthcare.
Yep. Can you just open something?
Share the screen. Okay, perfect. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, no
Opening
problem. Just
is-
operate.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you can be able to switch through it.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Should be all good.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. You can present.
Okay, 5 minutes.
So 72 million people right now in the US have problems paying their medical bills. 120 million people right now in the US are in medical debt, had to refuse a treatment they actually needed because they couldn't afford it, or are uninsured or underinsured. And we have to do something about it. And that is the reason why I would like to introduce to you today Health Change. We are a diverse team with complementary skills. Rishabh, our tech lead, Melissa, our product manager, Anthony, our marketing expert, and I'm Jacob, medical doctor with experience in the industry. We identified one common denominator of all the problems I've been addressing, and that is high out-of-pocket expenses for medical billing for the people in the US. And one solution for high out-of-pocket expenses is crowdfunding.
Yeah, of course. How can people pay and afford these out-of-pocket high expenses? Is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding, as you know, is a very large market of $240 billion and growing at 17% rate each year, the next following year. And this market is dominated by actors that we all know: Kickstarter, GoFundMe, Indiegogo. But unfortunately, the issue with all these actors, they lack providing a solution against fraud, especially when it comes to a healthcare case. So our hypothesis is like that more people would use crowdfunding to raise money for the healthcare issue if we could implement like a notification solution in this type of platforms. So basically, we interviewed around like more than 20 people, and they said that they would never donate money to a stranger online because they are afraid to get scammed or to be fraud. So after we said and we present our solution, they said if the story is legit 100% and if we can authenticate it, then they will be willing to help a stranger.
So what do we propose? Our solution is a digital-first blockchain platform just for medical crowdsourcing to start with. So the benefits that we are proposing are that all the users that come in for donating or getting funding should be verified. All key stakeholders, including the healthcare insurance providers, should be within the network. There should be streamlined provenance and reconciliation processes that enable the trust from the bottom up. And we should have global and equitable access for funding. It should not be restricted to a limited area or a country because this is a global need. But why blockchain, right? So like I talked about, there are multiple stakeholders involved, especially we cannot ignore the role of healthcare insurance providers in this. There is a requirement for verification because people who are asking for funds or people who are donating, we should identify that they are legit. There is a need for provenance, especially for health documents and the cases, the codes that the people are uploading, we should be able to verify those as well. Interactions are time sensitive. We need to ensure that all these interactions are done in time. Otherwise, we could lose lives quite literally. And then the transactions interact with each other. I'm going to skip this slide because we got 1 minute less. And now we'll just present a solution with you.
Yep. So just going on a quick demo. So if you go on our website, you could either choose like donate money or receive money. If you click here, you just have to fill out a form and to upload relevant document on your healthcare documents. So when you submit your application, our huge difference is that you are still awaiting verification until the healthcare provider click here to verify that your documents are true, and then you get approved. So yeah, basically I think that's it. Yeah, you can still have like this page, and when you click on every people, you can see like if you want to donate money or share money to help them.
Ido, you want to go first? Sorry, I think I mixed up.
Did you say Ido?
Yeah, we don't see you.
It's got dark in here in the backyard. I'm still here. Wow, what a big market you're after. This is great. I think one thing that was maybe you want to make more clear is the cost of verifying the medical story. You said somebody manually gonna verify each case. How can we scale that?
So I can answer that. The thing is,
just absorb it.
Okay,
as a feedback.
Yeah, probably you have a good answer. I'm just saying the pitch didn't come across easily for me to understand, and this is a great market, like with a great niche. That's what I like about it. It's like people that wants to support people, but want to know to support it, verified stories. And I think that once you are in a strong need, there will be X amount of the population that will go to the blockchain, go anywhere just to get themselves funded in order to go through the surgery, especially if it's your kids or family members that you're supporting. Great work.
Thank you so much, Ido. Chris, any feedback, any advice?
Yeah, I was curious how, I mean, obviously healthcare is very sensitive in terms of like privacy and security and HIPAA considerations, all that kind of stuff. Have you thought through having like medical records on the blockchain immutably and able to be discovered? Like, how would you deal with that?
So that is one of the reasons we didn't have our business model and GTM within the slides, because we are still trying to work out the legal and the frameworks like HIPAA laws, etc. So one way is we definitely looked into storing the patient records in an encrypted manner. But the problem is, how do we specifically bring in our medical and insurance providers in a way that the cost can be minimized, like Ido mentioned as well, right? So that is one thing that we are still trying to figure out. We have done our user interviews with people who are willing to donate or get money, but we are still conducting interviews, specifically people from within the insurance and healthcare sector, because those are the people that can help us guide better in terms of where we can place a solution.
Got it. Yeah, it's just interesting for me. I actually think there's like a broader possibility here, which is like somebody's house burned down or something like that. It may not be like sensitive medical information, but having it verified that like, yes, this house, this family, this is what happened and you can donate to them. There may be a lower barrier to entry to get into a similar thing, which could enable you to get started, and then you can tackle the medical stuff later. Because I just know medical stuff is thorny, but it's very, very interesting idea. It's very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey guys, I applaud you guys for like taking on such an interesting cause. Very quickly, couple of points I would urge you to note. North America, Western world, there is a huge regulatory barrier that you have to go through. It's going to be very difficult and time sensitive. You know, healthcare people are already overworked. So, you know, the type of barrier you have to go through, like by the time if somebody's critically ill, whether or not they're going to get the money, I think you really have to sort of think through that. However, if you want to maybe zoom out a little bit and maybe focus on some other geographic part of the world where maybe the barrier is not so much in terms of regulations, some of the countries in Asia or Africa, and maybe you can see how that might really work there better and where people may need it a lot more, and and maybe it might become much more scalable from there on. So that would be like my food for thought for you. And privacy is a really, really big issues. So do think about it. I think your heart is in the right place. I would just try to zoom out a little bit and see where you can go with the path of least resistance, but still help people.
Thank you.
Thank you for feedback.
Cool. So next team, sustainability. Awesome. Cool. So you guys have perfect. Okay. Sorry. Let's see what happened. Okay, perfect. You guys should be good. Let me just share the screen. Sorry. Okay. Perfect. I think sorry, I lost it. Was it? Where was it? Oh, it was right here. Okay, perfect. Let's click open. Awesome. Okay, cool.
All right, so let me start asking you a question. How many of you think that you are actively contributing towards a sustainable project? Did you know about Traceable? No? Well, let me tell you, this is where the sustainable investment begins. So let me quickly drive you through the problem that we tackle, our solution, the market, our business model, and our prototype. So what's the problem? All right, have you ever faced this situation where you are donating to an organization, but you don't really know where your money is going? You know what is the problem? Lack of trust. And you don't trust me yet? Check this out.
Yeah, we conducted some surveys to better understand our problem. And as we saw, once we asked people if they donate to organizations, only about 40% of people do that. And of those people that do donate, only about 50% end up actually following through and seeing where their money goes and what happens with it. For the people that don't donate, we wanted to know kind of why they didn't donate. And one of the questions we asked was, would they consider donating if they could track the allocation of funding? And an overwhelming 80% said yes. And further, we said if you could see the results of your donation, would you also donate more? And that one was about 90% wanted to do that. So we saw this big disconnect of people who want to donate and see it, but aren't doing that currently.
So thanks to the consumer interviews, we came with our value proposition, the accessibility, the traceability, and the technology. Basically, we want to implement into the donation system blockchain to trace the donation of the donator. And like this, we will be able to, for example, know where is the tree that you pay for. And you will be able to say, I know this one, I pay for it. And it's also do it because it's prevent from frauds. So yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at our current market. Okay, also cryptocurrency contributions to philanthropy has more than doubled from 30 million in 2019 to 28 million in 2020. So according to the Giving blog, the value of total cryptocurrency donations is now over 300 million annually, and it's only expected to grow. So according to a survey, even considering those venturing into philanthropy for the first time, people who invest in cryptocurrencies are more likely than traditional investors to donate at least $1,000 to charity in 2020.
So it's very important at this point to understand how we can leverage our business model. It's based on a three-pronged approach. So the first is looking for membership fee for organizations. This is very similar to how different Web2 models go about their processes as well. But what sets us apart is we only charge 1% trading commission per investment. So let's say our competitor GoFundMe charges 2.3% for every commission traded. But on top of that, they also charge a 30-cent flat fee. We do away with that and only charge 1%. And in the true spirit of being Web3 and decentralized, we take no user onboarding charges in order to accomplish a better onboarding process so that we can get maximum possible users.
Okay, let me take you through a glimpse of how the prototype will look. So entering the application takes you to the main profile page where your name and biography is displayed, and daily updates on the information of your tree is displayed on the front page, including the information of the adopted trees. So to the left, simply connect your wallet by selecting My Wallet, and your wallet details will be displayed. And to the right, select Plant a Tree, and the user will be taken to a page where you can select the type of tree and the number of trees you like to plant. So front-end wise, we want to make our user interface as simple as possible so that it's easy to use for the general audience who doesn't have like blockchain knowledge. So then this will definitely increase our reach.
And here's our team. We come from a diverse background and it'll bring us to success.
Fantastic, Moon.
Is it me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks for the presentation. You know, I just couple of points was from the beginning. I didn't the pain point was not very strong for me. That like you're really trying to solve a pain point, and for whom are you really trying to solve it, and who would like to pay for it? I think that is something I would have liked to see a little bit more. So maybe like next time around, like when you're building it, and you know, I like besides some of the hard feedback, I think I want to bring like also maybe focus a little bit on your soft, like bringing your passion a little bit and really focus on narrowing it down on whose problem it is and who are you solving it for, and how does it transform the way things that are working. I think that would be my feedback for you.
Thank you so much, Moon. Dido.
+1 to what Moon just said. On top of that, I would just say that you based a lot of your assumptions on the research you said by asking people what they would do in certain situations. And I find out that there's a huge bias between what people declare that they would do rather than what they do in reality. So sometimes it's better to do a small experiment, maybe put Facebook ad with a landing page and see how many people click, or any kind of method of really checking user behavior rather than a testimonial of what they plan to do.
Thank you so much, Dido. Chris.
Yeah, I actually echo what Moon said. When you started, I actually thought you were talking about like ESG investments, and it wasn't obvious that you were talking about donations until like later on in the presentation. Having said that, I do think like traceability and donations is like tailor-made example of what blockchains could be good for. So there's like a good tech fit there. One other big point of feedback is for the value to be captured, I don't think it has to be crypto donations. I think it could be any donation, but the fact that then a donation goes into a platform that has traceability is where the value is. So instead of a 300 million market, it's like a 3 billion or whatever market. So it's a much bigger market. But I think the tricky part for you is going to be how do you actually do the tracking and the tracing, right? And so if you can figure that out, I think there's a lot of value there. But I think that's a lot of legwork behind the scenes, and so that's probably a problem that you need to dig into a little bit more for the next kind of go around.
Great job, guys. Thank you.
Perfect. So yours is.
Actually, I have a 2, so go to the Slack, please.
Oh yeah, sure.
Do you have your wallet address?
You have 2.
Yeah, that's the same. Just in case. Yeah, go.
Got it. Is
go
this the
up.
room? Up.
Go up.
Yeah.
Here. I just
You wanna go ahead? Okay. Perfect.
And I want to copy one of this. Yeah. Good.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let us share the screen. Perfect. Okay. You guys should be good to go. Let's see on
Good.
the slide.
Hey everyone. Hello everyone. Last but not the least, right? Yeah. So we are Team Insider. Before starting this, let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever involved into GameFi industry before? Raise your hand, please. Including people. Oh, I cannot see the people online. Okay, 2, 3 more. Thank you. So now you can see now this insider team is helping the GameFi players to track the investment more easily with just one click. And just last week, we attended Yasu's presentation, right? And we have seen how important the NFT will be. GameFi industry has become one of the 3 largest gateways in crypto industry. There are already almost 900K GameFi players with 17 billion market cap, and most of them are relying on play to earn money. We invested the whole ecosystem. We survey them. We interview the customers, meaning the players, and we have found out the common questions from them. How much have I earned from the games, and how fast did I get the investment back? Can I get the investment back? For existing solutions, individuals create a spreadsheet for each of their own wallet and feed in the data manually. So they are not able to see the aggregate data at one time. It is not efficient. It is very time consuming for them to do so. Insider is creating a product to easily track the performance for multiple wallets with on-chain data. It is more accurate, more reliable, and more user-friendly. Let me show you the demo. You can put the wallet address over here in the text box, click on the button, and you can get ROI as well as how many days you can get your money back for this wallet. In terms of the competitive landscape, we have identified 2 competitors. One is the Dune Analytics, another one is the DApp Radar. Both of them provide a very general statistics data for the GameFi players, not for each of the wallet and not for each game. It is not also does not include the ROI, which is more desired by the GameFi players. Our vision is to create an information search engine for GameFi. So ROI calculator is the first phase of our products, and we will utilize our data to help the game players to get more earnings by showing the NFT, which is more profitable. And also we will utilize the data to create a leadership board for them. We are a team of 5 with diverse backgrounds, and we are crypto enthusiasts. So welcome. Any questions? Thank you for your time today.
Also, before we go, I just want to add quick something. I saw when not here from Reshop for the existing solutions. How do you calculate your ROI right now?
I have an Excel sheet.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. Chris, you want to go first? Are you into gaming?
Personally, I'm not, but like I said, I spent 4 years at PlaySpan that was in virtual currencies with gaming, and so I definitely appreciate like the amount of people and the passion that are interested in this. I like the idea of there's latent demand that people are building these things like with their own spreadsheets on the side and everything. Like that's a positive indication for me. On the flip side, though, it is like highly niche, right? And per player and per game and everything. And so whether or not you can get to like a generalized solution is kind of interesting. Like I think a lot of people have been trying to do this forever, but like investment portfolios, right? And you have a lot of different platforms for it, but I don't know that there's ever been like a really like generalized one. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting, pretty clever. And I guess maybe the other thing there is like, by you getting the data, you might have something that's a very valuable asset that you could then, have a business model around later, right? So even if you don't necessarily make money up front, getting all of that information could be super valuable that you could parlay into something else later.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Moon, what are your thoughts, your feedback?
My feedback would be, like in the beginning of your presentation, your narrative just needs to have a little bit more punch. That's what I would say, because, like your problem statement wasn't very clear to me. Like I actually really had to pay a lot of attention to understand who are you solving this for. And beside just the ROI demo, like I didn't really understand exactly what you're trying to do. And I think you want to make it really simple and clear for people. And then it would also help you. Who are you building this for and how does it add value like to their life? I think I would highly suggest that. And in your team, I see that there is like 5 men. Try to bring in some female members to your team. Always remember, like the demographic that you're going to be serving, the customer that you're going to have, they're going to have all types of people. So the different types of people that you're going to have in your team and you talk to, and you're going to come up with different types of solutions. So this is something to also pay attention to.
Thank you, Moon.
You're welcome.
Ido, by now we see only the light, but I assume you're still there, right?
I'm still here. It's a
Okay,
black
cool.
square. So yeah, I think that looks like a very strong team, and I was lacking clarity around a lot of aspect of the deck about the problem that you're solving, about what is really the solution, how big is the market, what is the really go-to-market strategy, how are you going to get to the users, what is your unfair advantage in that market, how the competitive landscape look like. There is a lot of what's the business model, how are you going to really make money. So a lot of holes that I'm left with question marks. And about the product itself, like what's the connection with the information search engines that you mentioned? I'm sure you have the answer, but it was not clear for me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ido. Thank you so much. And we got to an end. Yes, please.
Actually, I didn't see them who raised their hand for like who they have involved the GameFi industry. So can I just?
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So Moon, Idol, and Chris. So who have you like involved into the GameFi industry?
You won't
before?
be seeing Ido, by the way.
Oh, Ido. Okay. Yeah, Dark Ido. Yeah, who have ever been like GameFi players or like somehow involved into the GameFi industry before?
We have an app, a game that we developed with 12 million users, 12 million downloads, I would say. Not all of them become really active users.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we got to an end.
Yes.
We would like to thank Moon, Chris, and Ido. Thank you so much. Let's give them a big round of applause. Right? And thank you for sticking to the logistics. We managed to go for the first round 9 startups/9 projects, right? Within, let's say, 45, 50 minutes, right? Thank you for the feedback, Piers, right? I would really appreciate that. If any of you would like to get in contact with the project.
I ran out of battery. Sorry about that.
If any of you would like to get in contact with any of the startups, please let me know. I'm more than happy to make a connection, right? And I want to be respectful of your time. If
awesome.
you, Ido, Chris, and Moon would like already to leave the area, please feel free to do so. I'll be in touch with you. Again, a big round of applause. And actually, I would like to congratulate you for this huge milestone. I'm very impressed about the time that you spent. I can imagine, and I'm very well aware how important this is. So every single one of you, really, congratulations. I know how much pressure it is. I know that you might have had a lot of questions, right? And especially the first one is the one where you feel the most uncomfortable one, right? But that's also in life always the time when we grow the most. So really big round of applause from to you guys, right? Because of the time, I didn't give any feedback. We'll be giving feedback over the next week. I have 3 things that I would like to share with you that makes your killer presentation. First, evidences. Okay, if you don't show that some of you had some numbers, some statistic, not from the trending, from the trends, but what you really achieved and what you did. The more you have of that, the higher the probability that people say, wait a second, they did their job, right? So it goes from evidences into soon traction, okay? So first thing. Second thing is, because we are in this new world of blockchain, okay, and meaning there are so many new use cases, right? Please compare always apple with apples when it comes to competitive assessments, okay? And don't create complicated slides with competitors. We saw a couple of very typical one, check, we do it all, and the others are simple BS, right? So an easy way to do it, unlike others, comma, what is it that makes you unique, right? So unlike them, we are unique because of, and then you focus on one thing that you do best, right? And last but not least, as an advice, dear students, when you are on stage and you are in front of an audience, the number one thing that you need to do is have passion. Some of you more, some of you less, right? But people they buy into you. They believe because this is the way that you convey what you do. So passion on stage is fundamental, right? If you're just neutral and you stick just to your text, right? Then you don't convey the right emotions, right? And especially if some of you might be thinking already of raising dollars, right? At the beginning, they invest in you guys, right? And they want to see passion, right? Okay. In May, right? When do we have the last one? May?
In May, second week.
The second week of May.
Or first week, sorry.
I have an exercise for you guys. I have an exercise for you guys. Reverse engineer the 6th of May. You saw that here, once you have 9 startup pitching, right? How competitive it becomes. You saw 2 or 3 were similar, right? Ticketing system were similar, right? And then everybody asks, well, what's the difference, right? So reverse engineer, what is going to be the wow moment on stage? Ask yourself, what's going to be the wow moment on stage that you would like to create, right? And one secret sauce to that is, regardless what you do in innovation and technology, one secret sauce to wowing on stage is traction. So now I would like actually here to encourage you to start, again, divide and conquer with your team. So say, hey, who is in charge of the go-to-market strategy here? Who is in charge of sales and marketing, okay? And get as many as possible, either sign-ups. There is soft traction and hard traction, right? Hard traction is revenues, right? Soft traction is sign-ups such as email, right? The more you go towards hard traction, right? The higher basically the wow moment, right? And well, I'll be sticking around another couple of minutes if you have questions, but I would like to thank you. Congratulations, and I was really excited to see that.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Right before you guys take off, so if you guys want to just stay seated for one moment. So we just have a couple final announcements. We want to announce our updated attendance policy. So that is in a comprehensive document that we've created and will be released later today. So it'll be ineffective for today onwards, and you all can read up on that on your own time. I won't announce it here. The second thing is we do have our student of the week from last week and our team of the week from last week. So just give me a moment to pull that up, and then we'll do a little drum roll and announce that as well. So pause in your drum roll. I need to pull it up. Or keep it going. Okay. Perfect. It'll be awesome. Okay, so going from week 6. Perfect. Okay, so the student of the week for week 7 is, drumroll please, Risha. Yeah, give a round of applause. Yeah, you want to stand up? You go ahead and stand up. Awesome. Okay, so that is our student of the week for outstanding contribution to the class, the team, large technical involvement, and upholding the spirit of entrepreneurship. So once again, congratulations. Awesome. And now we have our team of the week for last week. Drum roll, please. And that is sustainability. Woo! Awesome. And this is for having an exceptional, well-organized, and detailed pitch, as well as great teamwork within and outside class. So once again, congratulations. Awesome. And so with that, we are concluded for today. We wanted to kind of have a thing where we could all like go to some restaurant right after, now that we're done. So if you guys all want to grab dinner, stick around. We can all find a spot and go to dinner somewhere. So again, once again, congratulations, and we're done with round 1. Cool.